I need cold weather to whistle, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just do.
I have never heard that said before.
I don't think anyone's ever heard that said before
Wow.
in the history of speaking.
I'm not a good whistler.
You're not.
No. Mainly because I can't whistle while I'm smiling.
Right.
And when I start whistling, I get so self-conscious that I start grinning.
The funny thing is the Cotes are whistlers. My grandfather, my uncle Dick, famously.
Yeah.
I'm just saying people know him as Uncle Dick. He will be on the tee box about to hit a golf shot and be whistling.
I like that.
And yet my dad can't whistle.
Gives off confidence, calmness, all of it. Yep. Whistling on the tee box. It does. I'm about to strike one 350 right down the middle of the fairway.
Well, he whistles, my brother does, on his own backswing. Like if somebody else whistled on my
That's taking
backswing,
it too far.
yeah, I would stop. I would give them a glare and readdress the ball. Hello, ball. But he whistles on his own backswing. It's the craziest thing.
I just asked Chris if Uncle Dick is a good golfer then, because that gives off a level of serenity that the golf swing is so second nature, I don't even need to pay attention to it, which is the ideal place that anybody wants to reach in sports, where you're not even thinking about what you've done because it's so natural that you don't even have to focus. And I just asked him if he's a good golfer.
Well,
He
he's
said no.
relatively he's not good compared to me. He's better than probably you guys. Like he plays every week, so he is a golfer. It's weird. I don't know. Like I don't think he's good.
But Woody, you are right. Whistling gives off a confidence that this is easy. It's like, if Tom Brady, I imagine him playing quarterback while whistling because it's become so easy for him to play that position.
My dad was a whistler, and he would stroll with a hand in his pocket.
I love a stroll.
To convey extra relaxation. Yeah,
he would.
He was a good whistler.
Why are you so bad, though?
I don't try it much. I think if I whistled while I worked or otherwise, I'd become better at it. But right now, I start smiling and I can't whistle while I smile.
You keep saying this.
It's
like a
true.
weird thing you're saying.
Try it. That's better than me. I mean,
I try though.
What was that laugh?
I don't know. Let's have a whistle off.
I can't whistle. I mean, I can today,
you said
but
you
most
because
days
it's cold.
Well, yeah, but it's a faint whistle. It's
go
not
ahead
a
and try.
confident whistle.
Give us a whistle.
Oh, that's the best I've ever done, Mike. That's the best
weather,
I've ever
the weather
done.
outside is perfect. Perfect
It is.
condition.
It's perfect weather.
Good whistling weather.
Good smoking weather as well.
Does anybody else?
Was that you that threw a cigarette by the grease receptacle? Because we almost had a grease fire in the alley.
It may have been. I mean, I have no idea where I'm throwing those things.
That big black container outside that has a bunch of pigeons flying around it.
Avoid that.
Yeah, don't flick your cigarettes by there.
Well, are you sure it was me? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
just saying, it seems like something that you would not care about or notice, that you could start a grease fire.
I just walk away and everything's burning behind me.
The Clevelander has a lot of cigarette smokers, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Someone
it could be
needs to spread
anyone.
word.
It really could be anyone.
Someone really needs to spread the word.
There should be a sign, like
No
a
smoking.
like a really big sign.
Grease can.
Like, don't. I've seen that receptacle been emptied before. That seems. I mean, I guess I never realized that would have to exist. But now that I realize that it does exist, that seems like a very dangerous concept in the overall, that there's just this vat of grease, used grease, that has to be dealt with. And I guess you can't just like flush it down a drain or something like that because it gets stuck. But that's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a huge fire risk.
It is. I will duly noted. Okay, I will not flick my cigarettes there anymore.
Not
Thank you for
attacking you.
No.
I feel
But you're
like
assuming it's me, though.
I feel like you've done that once or twice without noticing. I feel like we're breaking news to you.
Yeah. But to Chris's point, and I agree, of all the employees here at the Clevelander, I imagine 80 to 85% of them smoke cigarettes. It could have been anyone. I mean, I think you have to smoke here to get a job.
Like they have those in the industry nights, like at bars. I never understood those until fairly recently, but it's basically just other people that work at bars.
Yeah.
And I feel like the hospitality / bar industry is definitely among our American leaders in cigarette smoking. There can't be too many industries that smoke more than people who work at bars and restaurants.
Strip clubs? I guess that's a bar, right?
Yeah, but
is a strip club a bar? I mean,
but do you think that people
They have
who
a
work?
bar,
do you think
yes.
people who work?
Well, I know
at
they
strip
have
clubs,
a bar, Roy.
I've heard.
That answers your question. Yeah.
Do you think people who work at strip clubs smoke, or are they just constantly filled with cigarette smoke?
I think
I've heard.
I would guess a majority of the people who work at a strip club smoke.
Yeah, mostly the strippers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
they're smoking while they're on the pole.
Right.
Yeah,
No, they're not.
yeah, they are.
I've heard.
I've seen it. It might just be a prop, part of the act.
What pole?
The stripper pole. I don't know. Does a pole have a name? I don't know.
Right. No, it's a pole.
It's a pole.
Right.
It's
I was
like
just
a fire.
clarifying.
Yeah, it's like a fire department pole
Mm-hmm. And you.
that you slide from the second floor to the first
I
because
don't
you're in a
think
hurry.
I don't think I've ever seen or heard a friend discuss a stripper who was on a pole smoking a cigarette at the same time. Whistling, perhaps, but not smoking a
You haven't
cigarette.
been to Destin, Florida.
Why? What happened there? The strippers smoke on the pole? They do?
See there?
That was the joke that I was making.
See, I think it would be weird to hear a stripper whistling during her act or his act. I do. A whistling stripper? No, a smoking stripper makes more sense
Yes.
in my mind.
I found a website with smoking rates in different occupations, and I have the top 3 here. Top 3. Number 3 is transportation workers. Smoke the most. Number
Makes
2 is
sense.
cooks, servers, and food preparation workers.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that would be Clevelander,
Yep.
kind of. And number 1, construction workers.
Wow.
You know what? I was thinking of construction.
Yeah.
Because that's an outdoor job, generally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
But number 1 is weird because vehicles no longer have ashtrays, do they?
Well, I think they do. I just don't think
No.
people use them.
No, I haven't seen.
My car does not have an ashtray.
No, there are cars with ashtrays still.
Are there?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
I mean, the lighter's still there. You just can't use it. It's a charger now, kind of. I mean, there are ashtrays in cars.
Is the
and-
charger still there?
I believe so, yeah.
I haven't. I don't. I wouldn't.
I
Even
mean,
know
if you have an old school charger,
I wouldn't
I
even
think
know.
you can
I
still
wouldn't even know
fire
where
it
to
up.
Find mine in my car.
Does your car have an ashtray?
No.
No.
I just
Yeah,
got a
mine
new car.
neither.
I don't think it has an ashtray. I'll
Really?
look today, but I
Yeah,
don't
they
believe
don't.
so.
Huh.
My
I think
car-
Yours?
I think so, but it's like I use it for change. I don't smoke in the car.
But when did you get your car?
Most cars don't have them anymore. Some manufacturers still include
What year's your car, Stu?
built-in lighters and ashtrays.
3 years old, I think.
Can you get it as a luxury?
Like request it?
Yeah. Like, could I have an ashtray? Could I have
Right.
a CD player? I kicked and screamed because I couldn't get a CD player in my car.
Did you really?
Do
Yeah.
you use it?
I would if I had it.
Oh,
I have-
you would use a CD player.
Oh yeah, I have dozens and dozens and dozens of CDs. And I'm doing
BMW,
nothing.
now.
BMW does have a smoker's package.
There you go.
Smackage.
I like it.
Smackage.
Yeah.
It's
Porsche sells smokers package in their cars at no cost from the factory. Ford offers a smokers package. Ferrari offers a smokers package.
I presume the package is just the ashtray and the thing to light.
It entails a cigarette lighter and an ashtray at the price of $811 from Ferrari.
That's steep. I mean,
Ah.
$811.
for an ashtray.
Audi offers a smokers package.
That's what one carton costs nowadays.
Would you pay $800 for an ashtray? Like smoking, it doesn't mean that much to me. I don't smoke in the car, but just put the window down.
Yeah, these are factory options. You have to
Oh,
add these options.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this is a Ferrari. Do you want to just flick your ashes in a Ferrari? I doubt that. You'd probably pay the $811 so you don't get ashes everywhere.
Car don't care.
What do you mean the car don't care?
I mean, why not smoke in a Ferrari? What's
Because
the difference?
you want to preserve
He's
it.
saying the ashes go in the back seat, but there is no back seat in most Ferraris.
No, but like you don't want to start flicking ashes everywhere. You want to put them in an ashtray.
You're a smoker, though. You don't even smell your own smoke because you're a smoker.
Smokers don't care.
No,
I mean,
they don't
Greg's
care.
right.
Cars
yeah.
don't care.
Yeah,
Smokers
other
don't care.
people care though, because I
Passengers.
used to ride with you in your car when you would smoke cigar. Like you wouldn't
Right.
smoke when I was in there, but you could tell that this car often gets cigars smoked in it, and it was
Right.
gross. There's like ashes
Well,
everywhere, all
you know.
over your center console.
So you bring a can of Glade with you and spray it. Nobody knows the
Can.
difference.
Is that what you do?
Yeah,
You
Glade.
just get the car washed. I mean, every.
You could do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, detail it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, spend about $500 to get a car detailed nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Today's a very exciting day.
Transfer deadline day?
Deadline day.
Besides that, it's a very exciting day. I've been doing this. Roy, you're going to be excited here. Whittingham, I already know you're excited. Mike, you will be excited. Chris, you will be excited. Greg, I think you'll even be excited.
What about Tony?
I'm not so certain. Chris, what do you think? Because you're the only one who knows what we're going to do today. What time is Mike Scherr coming on?
10:30.
All right, 10:30. So you know what we're doing with Mike Scherr because I shared it with you last night, and you and I were laughing via text. Do you think Tony will be interested in what it is we're doing today?
I don't think so.
Same.
Because when we play baseball, guys naming dudes, it doesn't draw the most out of Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of I glaze over. I'm just like, oh,
You
Rod
hate it.
Studebaker. Like, okay.
You hate it, don't
Third
you?
baseman for the Padres in 93. Okay,
Mike
sick.
Lieberthal doesn't do anything for you?
Doesn't do a goddamn thing.
I
Wow.
love
Okay.
that
A
name.
guy named
Yeah.
Studebaker, though. You got to get on that.
Mike Lieberthal is one of the best names in that game, I think.
Great
You're
choice.
right.
Why?
Great
What's
name.
so great about Lieberthal?
I don't know.
It's a great name.
You just
I
know
don't
when you see
know.
it.
Yes.
And
Hal Morris,
it
yeah.
evokes Veterans Stadium in 1999.
Right.
I miss the vet.
So yesterday, Mike
the only
Scherr. Yesterday, Mike Scherr was opening a pack of baseball cards on air, and he pulled out Bruce Hurst, Bruce Hurst is a classic number 2 starter. Roger Clemens was the ace, I believe. Hurst was the number 2. He was 18-8. He's a classic number 2 starter. He was 18-8 one year. I have no idea what he did the rest of his career, but a classic number 2. And so we started playing the game, and Roy, I can't believe it. 20 years of sports radio, I have never done this topic. I've been waiting for this topic my entire life. Mike Scherr called it the definitive list.
Definitive, huh? Wow.
Top 5, get your list ready, okay? I'm giving you time. Top 5 number 2 starters that put a smile on your face.
I love this game.
It's great. But wait until you start digging in. Like Whittingham, can you tell? Like, tell everyone what happens when you start digging into this list. It is glorious.
Yeah, I spent about 40 minutes last night on Baseball Reference looking up. I did like a search of pitchers by innings pitched, and I kind of went like in the second tier of ERAs to find number 2 starters. I went through the number 2 starter on every single team in 2005 because that is my own personal baseball wheelhouse.
Right.
That's when I knew the most about baseball, and so I have been researching names. I have about 11. I've got to figure out how to get this down to 5.
Mike Ryan is smiling already.
Andy Ashby.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
It's
The
an
Ashbys.
it's an endless well. Ashby's also athletes who connote smoking cigarettes. How about that? It's a different game. Yeah, the
Yep.
ash. Thanks.
Yeah, Ash, yeah.
Thank you, Mike. So top 5 number 2 starters. It goes so deep that Whittingham has left classic names on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, I've got a few. My first was Ted Lilly,
Oh, God.
cutting room floor.
Oh, my God.
Ted Lilly.
Is this
Yes.
all time or a certain year?
All time.
Just top 5 number 2 starters that make you smile.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I can name the number 1 of all time, and I say this without looking at any list. I don't know whether he is number 1 on a list or not, but the number 1, number 2 is Don Drysdale, who was behind Sandy Koufax.
Well, you're basing that on skill. It's not a
Yeah.
name that makes you smile,
Right.
though.
Well,
We're looking for names that make
Dad,
you
you're
smile.
playing the game wrong.
yeah, but
Like
Drysdale,
Cliff Lee was a
Drysdale-
number 2, which is crazy. It's staggering that Cliff Lee was a number 2 starter, but he was because Roy Halladay was, I believe, number 1.
Okay,
Yeah.
but Drysdale does make me smile because I think of Mr. Drysdale from the Beverly Hillbillies, the banker.
Oh
Anybody else
no,
remember him?
Jeremy Bonderman.
Bonderman's great.
Tom Gorzolani.
It's unbelievable. I mean,
Chan Ho Park.
Oh yeah,
these are all on the cutting room
These
floor.
are all not even OLI. They're OLI.
So Mike Scherr asked me, "What do I do?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I have 6 OLIs." We're gonna go 11 deep. Is that what we're doing?
No, we can't because everyone's going to come up with a list.
Right.
I think everyone has to be required to keep it to 5.
Okay.
And I think that if 5 of us do our top 5 number 2 starters that make us smile, we would probably come up with 25 unique names. I think baseball strikes us all differently.
I think we'll have
So-
vastly different lists because Mike Scherr and I are going to go back to the
80s and 90s, yeah.
maybe even 70s.
Really?
Yeah, you're going to go early 2000s. I think
Yeah.
Chris Cote's going to do the same. Mike Ryan's going to go all over the place, I believe. because Mike Ryan's baseball coverage spans decades. Yeah, I'm serious.
Just not this decade.
Well, I mean,
Exactly.
a little bit, because you're gambling again.
I have no number twos from like the last 5 years.
No.
I don't.
Matt Garza.
Wow. As far as I'm concerned, the last 5 years is ineligible for our list. There's no number 2 starter that makes me. There aren't even number 2 starters anymore.
Right.
They're just the guy that goes 4 innings on a Tuesday. That's all there are anymore.
Do the Rays have a starter?
A single starter.
Yes.
I'm gonna look at what their baseball reference page says for like how they classify their players.
So Mike sure wanted to do this by decade, and I told him no. I said just all time. He wanted to go decade by decade, and I said that would take forever.
Baseball references Corey Kluber was Tampa Bay's number 2 last year.
Oh, okay.
Shane
Former
McClanahan was
Cy
the
Young
number
winner,
1.
right?
Yeah.
Look at me.
Indians. Or Guardians.
Guardians.
Well,
Excuse me.
No, back then I
It
think you're
was
fine.
the Indians, but it's the Guardians now.
That's fair.
Thank you. You sure?
You can
I
still
appreciate it.
you can still say Indians without apologizing, though, right? I mean, it's just
Well, it's the
slip of
Guardians now.
They
No.
changed it for a reason.
Okay, I know, but like somebody on the air, I forget who, actually said Redskins and immediately corrected himself. But to me, that's not felonious. I mean, that's just,
to you.
because he was
well, to you
referencing-
then
but
we should all be
it's
fine
a
then.
mistake. I'm
No,
not
but he was
saying-
referencing the current Commanders as that team.
Right.
When you go back in the history books, you could say the then blank, and
Okay, so you can say
I don't want to say it.
Stat, I get it. Like you want to flex. Like I could still say it.
Jeff Facero.
That's fantastic. I think your dad is just trying to clarify. Can he say, when he talks
I
about
think when referencing Corey Kluber's Cy Young.
or the best the
But that's the only instance.
all-decade team for the Washington football team in the 80s, he wants to know if he can reference
Right.
them.
When you're
as-
rattling off Super Bowl champions, it's all right.
Joe
this is still very
Theismann-
new for folks.
Joe Theismann played for the then Redskins.
Look,
Right.
for
You're
96%,
clarifying.
I'm not making excuses, but for 96% of Greg Cody's life, that franchise was referred to as one thing. It's going to take time. Now we can move on.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm going to tell you guys why. You okay?
Yeah.
What happened
I
there?
was rattled because now I'm associated with pro Redskins and I'm not.
Right. But what'd you drop there?
Stop saying it.
I hate
Don't
the
say it.
nickname.
Right.
I'm glad they changed it, although I hate Commanders.
I like the football team. I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
you're-
did too.
You're a football team. It's
Yeah.
different. It's unique.
you're the only ones who
Yeah.
used it.
I think team has a lot less panache than club does.
But what?
Like you're just a team. Like team doesn't give off like any. It should be something bigger than team.
Well, that's your soccer aesthetic, though, right?
Yes, it is. But also like Washington football team. Like team gives off like if you called your team the team, that's like an 8-year-old peewee team. That's not an NFL team. It needed something bigger. I'm not saying that club was the right word. Maybe franchise or organization.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Conglomerate.
Perhaps, but I just think team just felt pathetic to me.
Okay.
It felt like we couldn't come up with anything else.
They capitalized it, though. Team.
Yeah, they did. But and to Mike's point, they also could not come up with anything else. As Amin said the other day, I think all the sports team names are taken. There's too many sports team names. I mean, we're on like 400, 500 sports team names if you include all major colleges.
Orcas.
I like
He's
Orcas.
right.
Yeah, Orcas
Just
is
just
great.
gave you one.
This is such a fun game.
Not
Oh, the
just
number
playing.
twos?
I'm just working on a number 2 list back
It's
here.
endless because, listen, at some point in guys' careers, they were number 3. They were an ace. Then the ace got traded. They became a number 2 because that team already had an ace. David Cohn was an ace on one team, but a number 2 on other teams. It's
Aardvarks.
crazy.
There's another one. That one's free.
Coney?
Do you think anyone would be excited about being the Aardvarks? If I said, well, the Washington Commanders right now are rebranding to the Aardvarks, do you think anyone in Washington, D.C.
I'm
would
down.
be excited?
Yeah,
Yeah.
get excited about
Give me
that.
a hat.
They would lead
The
every
Aardvark.
alphabetical list.
Mm-hmm. What names are
Just like Andy Ashby.
the helicopters? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of names that
you-
have
Yeah, the
Unicorn-
Washington Helicopters. That's a good one.
Unicorns.
The helicopters have to fit somewhere, though.
Yeah,
I
and
feel like-
and Copters is a great nickname for a nickname.
Halifax.
The choppers.
Oh,
Choppers, yeah, that's another one.
choppers. I'm going to tell you why. Listen, I'm applying logic to this in my gut. But I'm telling you right now, Tom Brady to the 49ers is a done deal. And I'll get to it in just a second. I'm not reporting anything. I don't know what he won. I've never reported a single thing in my life. But I'm just telling you it's a done deal.
Have you really never reported a single thing in your life?
Why would I? I'm not a reporter.
No one's ever told you something. You never made a friend that like, hey, I know this is happening. You're like, oh wow, what are the chances?
No.
Really?
No.
You've been connected in the sports industry for a very long time. Nothing's ever happened by accident?
No. Who's going to trust me with their news?
That's a great point.
Thank you. I mean, they go to Dan. Like, you have a choice if you want to tell one of the two of us, me or Dan. And, like, that's what Dan does. That's what Greg does. I don't do that.
I don't think that's how it works out either. Like, I have this information. I need to tell either Dan or Stugotz.
Well, I mean, if you were going to tell one of the two of us.
I think you're a few stops ahead.
I've never reported anything. Have you?
Yes.
Really? I mean, Mike has. Mike's been great the last couple of years. Have you, Greg?
Thank you.
I have over the years. I can report right now two things.
What?
Number one, Marlins general manager Kim Eng was in the third row at the Billy Joel concert that I saw.
Right.
Number two,
Juju, put that out.
defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, who the Dolphins are trying to sign,
Thanks.
was seen at a local.
He wasn't. He wasn't at the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, he was.
No, that was someone else.
My source tells me it was Fangio. Now, I did not see it. That's secondhand information.
Did you see the picture?
I did not.
It was so very clearly not Vic Fangio.
Okay. Well, Vic Fangio looks like a lot of guys,
That was a joke.
and the fact that he
You got to trust your sources.
Yeah, and the fact that he would be at a Cracker Barrel is on brand.
So somebody actually told you this.
Who's your? Yeah, I'm not going to ask you who your source is,
Yes.
but
Yeah, you can't reveal
how
it.
did this happen?
Well, the Kim Eng thing, I know for a fact.
Yeah, because you were there.
Right.
Yeah,
You saw it,
But
right.
how did
You were
somebody
there
I-
for that.
how
Somebody
did
I
the
know
Vic
who-
Fangio at Cracker Barrel news come across your desk?
Well,
Saw it
somebody-
on Twitter.
No, somebody told me, and whether I didn't see it on Twitter, and I didn't ask them how they knew. So maybe they just were regurgitating something they'd seen on Twitter.
The real question is, was Kim a get up and sing and dance, or was
Yeah.
she sitting the whole
No,
time?
she was dancing.
Nice.
Yeah. I forget what song. but
That
she
makes
was
me
up.
feel better about the direction of the
Same.
Marlins.
It does.
Same.
Yeah, me too.
Can't spell sing without the NG.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well done. Did you enjoy Billy Joel for the 1,000th time?
You know what? He was great. And we've seen him, my wife and I have seen him probably 10, 12 times.
I
even.
respect what Billy Joel does, which is just around 35 years ago, he was like, no more new music.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Ever again. I'm pretty satisfied with what it was. You seem satisfied. We're just going to play
Right.
what we all enjoy.
Yep.
I'm not going to try to force any new shit
Yeah.
on you.
He gives you the hits.
Yeah.
He does.
And he's very self-deprecating, which I like. You know, he says, "This isn't me. This is my father up here." You know, because he's completely bald and he looks his age. You know, he's a short, frumpy guy. And
Still has a very young voice.
I don't know if it's a young voice, but it's a voice that is in.
Doesn't match the body.
Yeah.
Unique voice.
So he's
Yeah,
still
it's
got the
great.
pipes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he made fun of him for not being able to hit the high notes, and then he went right into "Innocent Man," one of his songs, which requires high notes, and he nailed them.
He crushed it.
He was really good.
Little
it
look
was
at me,
good.
Louie, to be like, oh, I don't have it like I used to, and then he just nails it.
There is no bigger look at me Louie than the harmonica player in a song called Piano Man.
Right.
It's just about the piano. It's just all harmonica. Get the hell out of here, guy.
if you're a front man in a popular rock band playing before a sold out crowd, you have to be a look at me, Louie. How can you not be? You're on
It
stage.
requires by trade that
Yes.
you are a look at me Louie.
Literally,
As a
you're
matter
in the
of fact,
spotlight.
Us having a bit where we call others look at me Louie
It's funny.
when we are
Yes.
on a national podcast that requires for its survival to have many thousands of listeners and ask that those listeners keep listening to us
Mhm.
is a bit rich.
Fair. I have never seen Chris Cote this locked in on something in
Jeff
my entire
Suppan.
life. Holy shit.
Excellent. So good. Greg, has any, because you seem to love a classic act, and the classic act has really bolstered the entertainment industry, the live entertainment industry. Nostalgia tours are a huge
Yeah.
driver of revenue.
Nostalgia is back. You're seeing entire nostalgia festivals now do big
Right.
business.
Are you really?
Yeah, the emo when we were young fest in Las Vegas.
Massive.
Yeah, Las Vegas is now leaning into new metal. There's going to be a butt rock festival at some point.
What?
Butt rock. You know that genre like between 2002 and 2009 when we were getting out of new metal, but indie rock still hadn't taken over, so the world was just filled with Seethers and Evanescence and
Ooh.
Nickelbacks. That's referred to now as butt rock.
Because it was bad.
It's just referred to as butt rock. It's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah,
but
same for me.
It can't be because it was good, right?
But there are,
Not an option.
but there are, you know how there are emo night parties that happen once a month? There are butt rock parties that happen
I want to go to that. Sounds fun.
I want to do a butt rock party.
That sounds
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
But you guys, relatively speaking, are talking about fairly recent music. If you're talking about this
I mean, it's
century.
20 years
last
old.
20
It's 20
years.
years
I know,
old now.
but I would go back even further to the heritage acts, the Billy Joels, Elton John.
Yeah.
If
Frankie
you look,
Valli.
yeah, if you look at the, I'm a chart freak. If you look at the Billboard Hot 200 albums chart, I would say, no lie, 20 or 30 of the current best-selling albums are going to be, Bob Seger, Tom Petty,
You're a
Fleetwood
chart
Mac.
freak?
Yeah.
So, what was the number one song on the day that you were born?
I think it was Elvis Presley, but I can't remember the song.
Does anybody else know their chart number one?
That's a good
do not.
question. though.
I do not.
That's a great
All
question.
right, that's a good.
No.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking.
I'm
No,
gonna-
I
I'm
appreciate
gonna-
you, Tony.
Elvis
Thank you
is
for
a
the
good
song.
I'm
guess
just throwing
for
it up there
you.
to you, buddy.
At some point, I'm gonna
I'm not going to reveal
that.
it though, because I'm genuinely interested in other people's, and it's just going to seem like I was asking because I wanted to
Do
volunteer.
you know other
mine.
people's is the question?
No, that's why I'm asking.
All right. Well,
Well, I know my
I've-
grandfather's because we had the same birthday. Well, no, I was born several years after him.
Yeah.
But
Same day, though.
on his day.
no.
Do you know in
In 1985, it was Dire Straits' "Money for Nothing."
Oh, love that song.
That's a good
I think
one.
I just found my dad's. Dad, you're September 10th, 54, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Shaboom. Is that a
Great song.
What is that?
Shaboom, shaboom.
Magnifique.
Mine was When Doves Cry with
you
Prince.
got
That
a
was
great
classic.
That's really
Classic.
good.
Way
one,
better
yeah.
than "Money for Nothing."
Shaboom, shaboom. Great song. Can't think of the lyrics, but shaboom, shaboom is
What
about all you need.
What is Whitty's
End of the Road by Boys to Men.
classic?
Oh
Tony?
my God!
I'm July 25th, 1981. I don't know what it is.
Oh, you didn't
Mine
even
is
bother to look
With
it up.
or Without You by U2.
That's a great one.
That's a
Great
great
song.
one.
Yeah.
It's that song. I don't know that from the title.
It's no shaboom.
Okay, yeah.
Greg, you will know this. I don't know this song. Mine was Alone Again by Gilbert
Oh,
O'Sullivan.
yeah. Alone again, naturally.
Tony's is Everything I Do It For You by Brian Adams.
Oh, I love that song.
That is
Yeah?
such a good song.
Yeah, man.
I think
Great
Tony
love ballad.
wins.
Yeah,
How does that go? I don't know that one off the top of my head.
Everything I do.
Do it for you. I'm sure I've heard it. Some
Schmaltz
90s
rock.
station
I would go
somewhere.
to like a mid '90s adult contemporary music festival.
Mm.
Would
Yeah.
you really?
Yeah, someone drops in the House of Stone and Light.
Oh.
Love that shit.
Wait, so like all the oldies are getting together to do festival? I
No,
did
and
read.
like some creative bookers are putting out. Like, I'm going to basically what amounts to a nostalgia festival because a lot of the acts are heritage acts. But I go to at the Daytona International Motor Speedway. I go to this thing called Rockville,
right.
and it's really not my kind of scene. I go there for like a handful of acts, but it's Kiss and Guns N' Roses. This year it's Pantera, who I recently found out has a white power scandal.
What?
Yeah, I got booted from a festival in Europe because the dude had too much white wine.
Oh. Surprised by
Although
that? or-
if that flies out of you when you have too much white wine, then just
It's
saying.
in you.
It's in
Right.
the chamber.
Yeah, cancel
Imagine
them.
the hard
Replace them with
stuff.
Foo Fighters, Rockville. Let's go.
I was actually reading that in London in a couple of months, this would be a dream for you, Greg. It's Springsteen, Billy Joel, Elton John.
What? Elton John's doing another concert?
Yeah.
Who could have seen that
I
coming?
thought he was on his farewell tour.
Wow.
Here I was thinking he was done doing live shows.
But that is a great, like for you, that's heaven,
that's
right?
Nirvana. Yeah, and I
Yes.
don't mean the band Nirvana. I mean actual groups.
No, it's not Pearl Jam.
But Greg, my original question when I embarked on this line of thought was, do you ever watch a classic act and go, "This is sad. I don't like this," or because they're playing the songs that you like, you'll just never actually think that it's bad?
Right. Yes, I have a couple of times. I did that with Jerry Lee Lewis, who was shit-faced. He was absolutely drunk during the show. Played for about 25 minutes and got booed off the stage. This is like very late 70s, I think. And then I also
It was
saw
just the 70s.
I also saw Chuck Berry.
died.
I saw Chuck Berry late in his.
So he lived
performing
40
career.
years after that
Yeah.
particular event.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately.
But that was just terrible.
Jerry Lee Lewis guy.
Yeah.
I think Keith
your
Richards
point,
is the most shocking. Like him being alive, he's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Did I kill?
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
No, he's still alive.
I mean, that's the most shocking of
Is he
anyone
it?
to be alive at this point. It's Keith Richards,
Yeah.
right?
No, yeah, absolutely.
That's a fun game to play. Maybe not.
He's always
Who's
looked
the most
unhealthy.
shocked you are that somebody's still alive?
Maybe not. Yeah.
I mean, Keith Richards at 79 is going to take some beating. How is he still going?
That's true, but at the same time, he looks terribly unhealthy. But you don't know. He could run marathons.
He can't.
There's no way
There's no
he can
way.
run a marathon.
That's going to be a no.
You
on
have
that
Keith
one.
Richards running
I-
26.4 miles.
He's got the headband for it. I mean, he could do it. I picture him running marathons. He's
the
thin.
headband had heroin in it.
He's lithe. He looks like a runner. Don't discount it.
He snorted his dad's ashes. didn't he?
What's wrong with that?
Is that how you want to go out?
Yes, with Christopher snorting my ashes.
No thanks.
Wow. Not even in the will on that one. huh?
Why would you want to
Andy
go out
Ashby.
like that?
I'm just kidding.
Pictures I can note being snorted by Keith Richards, Andy Ashby.
Yeah.
Phil Koch.
Fantastic, my
Nice.
friend.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Ernie Banks. Ern.
Hey, I appreciate the effort.
Hey, man, I tried. No, this
I think
audio
we were
medium.
good at Coke. I mean,
There's got to be somebody with blow in their name.
Yeah. Oh, man, I was going to go with Blowers. but
Joe Blow.
Blowers.
there has to be someone. Wow.
Oh, Curtis Blow. Yeah.
There you go. We've lost Chris Cote.
He's just looking up number 2 starters.
Russ Ortiz.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I've never seen Chris Cote so impressed
I
that when
love
I
this.
rattled off Doug Drabeck yesterday.
Oh.
I think I gave you the exact record. 21-7, I believe, won a Cy Young. You looked it up. You were like,
You hit the year too. I think you said 1990 Cy Young or something. I was like, wow, you nailed
right,
it.
Yes.
It's your wheelhouse, man.
What year does that stop for you? Where like
wow.
if I told you like a baseball season and you couldn't name the Cy Young winner or the team that won the championship.
Probably early 2000s. Probably.
I don't
I
think
mean,
I don't think
can't
it,
even name World Series champions at this point.
Well, you know the Marlins won in 03.
I know 97 Marlins.
And 03.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think 98 was Yankees.
Guessing the Yankees back
Yeah,
in the
that's
late
pretty easy.
90s is a great guess.
Well, no, I think it was like Yankees, Marlins, Yankees.
It was.
Yeah,
You're
there we
right.
go.
Yankees, Yankees,
Yeah.
Let's keep
Yankees,
doing this.
It
This
was.
seems good.
It was
I
Yankees,
think the
Marlins,
Nationals
Yankees.
won one not too long ago. I think the Royals made it to back-to-back and won one of them. There we
They
go.
did, yeah.
Then they beat the Mets.
Hosmer, yeah.
They beat the Mets?
Yeah.
Wow, look at me.
Didn't the Minnesota Twins somehow win like 6 years ago or
I
something?
remember
No.
I saw most
No.
of a series. No. I remember I saw most of a series between the Rangers and the Cardinals. And I'm pretty sure the Rangers were within one strike of winning a World Series in Game 6 and ended up losing. No.
David Freese hit a big home
Yeah,
run in that
Freese.
series.
Yeah.
Freeze. He was Mr.
Twins
October.
won. The Twins won in '91, Dad.
That's what I mean.
Close.
You know,
That's the
so-
last time they won?
They won two. No, they won two. Right? Like
Well, Jack Morris won one, Game
Yeah.
7, classic start.
Yeah.
Went the distance.
I think after the Twins, it might have been the Blue Jays.
Yep.
Oh.
Back-to-back Blue Jays after that.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Look at you.
Who won in '94?
When's it stop?
There was a strike.
Trick
Famously.
question.
Would have been the Expos.
When's it stop for you?
95 was probably the Braves.
It's their one title in all
Yeah.
that dominance.
Yeah.
What a bunch of losers.
96 was the Yankees.
Yep.
97
Actually, they won 2 years ago.
Again, Yankees, late 90s, always a good guess.
Oh, but getting them in order: Marlins, Yankees. 99. I'm gonna say Yankees.
Yankees.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yankees.
2000.
That's
I'm
what
gonna
things get
say
hazy.
Yankees.
Mhm.
Yep.
Then 2001. I'm gonna say Diamondbacks.
Look at you. Keep
Yeah.
going.
2002. I'm gonna say Angels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
3. I'm gonna say Florida
Oh,
Marlins.
go
Wow.
on, kid.
Florida
Florida
Marlins.
Marlins.
4. I'm gonna go Red Sox.
Yes.
Look at you.
This is where we start losing it.
Oh, five.
White Sox, right?
The Red Sox start to become a good guess.
05 was the White Sox.
White Sox.
Beat the
White
Astros
Sox.
in the World Series.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to say the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yes.
Oh,
Keep
all
going.
right.
What year?
are we on?
What year?
07.
07.
07. So we need 08.
Just stay
Jimmy
tough.
Fallon.
Oh,
Stay
it's
tough. Hang in
I'm
there.
going to say Boston again.
Yeah.
Okay.
09 was definitely the Yankees.
Yeah.
All right. Wait. No. I said the Red Sox.
You did skip 08. Red
no,
Sox was
Giants?
7.
Giants?
Nope.
No, 08 was the Red Sox.
Stop.
Oh,
Let him gather
Phillies!
himself.
The worst World
Phillies
Series
over
of
the
all time.
Rays. Phillies over the Rays. Yankees over the Phillies.
Look at you.
2010.
2010.
2010.
I think you had it with the previous guess.
Steroids.
It has to be the Giants at this point. The Giants won like 3 in the 20 teens.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
2011.
was Lincecum, right? Yeah.
Tim Lincecum.
2011. Might it be Boston's time again?
No.
Cardinals?
Yep.
Cardinals, okay.
I mean, you guess.
2012?
Listen, you guess the same 4 teams. You're good. Keep
2012, I'm going to say, was it the Giants
Yep.
again?
Yep.
Wow.
13.
Ooh.
Was that Bruce Bochy?
Yeah.
13.
Jesus.
Now it feels like Boston's
Yep.
time. Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Little run here.
Tim Lincecum, by the way, number 2 starter on that Giants
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, but an ace on
14.
other teams. Crazy.
He was an ace.
14.
Number 2 on that team, though.
Who was the last one that I said?
Who was the ace, Chris?
The Red Sox was the last
Schmidt.
one?
Oh, yeah.
What year are we on?
14.
Schmidt also a number 2 at one point.
Wait, no, Chris Cody's been keeping track. What year
14.
am
We are on 14.
14.
I
You're
just
at
said
14.
Boston.
Yep.
I?
We're back to one of these popular.
I'm going to go with the Giants
Yep.
again. Okay.
15
Giants
random
had a
one.
run.
All right, I'm going to say
Jesus.
Kansas City Royals.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right.
Look at you.
Oh, boy, 2016.
Curse.
The big one.
Can I
The
say
big one.
Boston? Oh, wait.
It's the big one.
The Chicago Cubs.
Yep.
Then
God.
2017. I feel like I'm.
Is
Is
he
there another
cheating?
Boston?
Cheaters.
Is he cheating?
Astros.
No, is he cheating?
I thought you were giving him a hint.
No, now it's all falling apart. I'm losing the plot. After the Royals, I'm done.
I'm going to give you a standing ovation.
That was great, Mike.
That was very good.
And I
Not
know
bad.
it almost
That was
sounded
not
like
bad.
Mike was cheating there. He's not. I'm looking at his
Great bit
computer.
if I was.
Yeah.
I used to like baseball a lot.
You deserve it.
Thank you. I used to like it a lot.
I love that you can do all that, but you can't name the last 5.
Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you.
Seriously.
I had to rack my brain to remind myself the Astros just recently won it and they beat the Phillies in it.
I'm going to go through number 2 starters in all these World Series champions. Madison Bumgarner, number 2 starter on the
Mad
2012
Bum.
Giants.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, bum.
The
Yeah,
bum.
Yeah.
Also an ace on some teams, though, right?
I mean,
He became an
He
ace.
became.
Yeah.
He's arguably the greatest postseason pitcher of all time.
He was Sportsman of the Year for Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, and he's still pitching.
He is?
Yeah, I thought last I saw he was a Diamondback.
Wow.
Wow.
Is that another one that you could name? Because I couldn't tell you who Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year are.
I just no. I remember being so shocked that he actually won it.
I am
My
shocked.
soul left my body a little bit. I'm still buzzing. from
You should
that.
feel good.
I do.
I mean, I'm
Very
not,
low bar we hold ourselves.
No,
to.
but I'm not certain, Mike. In all the years we've been doing this, that wasn't your finest moment right there. I'm
It's
serious.
certainly
I'm
the
being
most
dead
surprising
serious.
moment. I surprised myself.
I was shocked.
Yeah. All right. Now you do it with college basketball championship winner in the men's game.
This will be tough.
Wait,
Oh,
who
no.
won that great women's final? That
Oh,
you
yeah.
you said you'd remember
Who
forever.
who beat UConn? Who beat UConn to end their undefeated streak?
Hmm.
said you'd remember it forever.
Forever.
Ooh, I think I know.
Was it Tennessee's too easy? Mississippi State?
Wow. You remember it forever.
See you, Gary.